Hey everyone, Dr. Josh Mattson here with Infinity Chiropractic Center. I want to talk about something that's really important for helping your kid to develop appropriately, especially when you're trying to help them to develop, kids that have developmental delays or kids that have learning disabilities. When you're trying to help them develop, there's a piece that a lot of people miss, and I've noticed it for whatever reason. A lot more of our patients coming in, especially our new patients, have been missing this link. So they've been trying PT, they've been trying OT, they've been trying speech therapy, they've been trying stuff for learning. They've been trying all of these things that should help them to develop, should help them grow. They've been doing primitive reflex remediation programs for literally years, and nothing's helped. Nothing's improved their child. Nothing's been able to get their brain to start to grow and activate and develop. And in every single one of these cases, they've been missing a very important piece that is literally that makes the biggest difference when we're working with kids. So your brain needs three things to function well. It needs oxygen, which some kids don't get very well or appropriately at all. They need nutrients that their body can utilize. So they can't be consuming foods they have food sensitivities to and stuff like that. But they need nutrient sources. That's what I'm going to talk about today more. They need nutrients that they can utilize, and they need stimulation. So stuff that we do in our office, we do specific stimulation to different weak areas of the body and the brain. But same thing happens with PT and happens with OT and happens with speech, and they're specifically trying to act. When they're doing these activities, you're activating areas of the brain to help them to grow and develop. But if you don't have the appropriate nutrients that your brain needs or utilizes, you can't develop or activate that brain literally at all. So that's why people do, let's say they're in a therapy and they're doing it over and they're doing it over and over and over and over and over again, and they should be getting growth and they should be getting development in those systems. But if they don't have the nutrients to support the work that they're doing, you can work all day, but you're not going to get any growth. And you're probably going to create degeneration or weaknesses in the brain as well when you do that, because you're going to deplete areas that are really important. So I'm going to talk about the biggest things metabolically or nutritionally that kids that come into our office face. So a lot of kids cannot do activities for long periods of time. I'll have them do a simple thing like turning their hand like this, go back and forth, and they should be able to do this for, a good length of time. Most kids, after 10 seconds, they can do it, and they start getting super fatigued, and their hands, they literally can't move them anymore after 20 or 30 seconds. That's them fatiguing out, where they don't have the appropriate nutrients to support activity for long periods of time. You can see the same thing with their eyes. You have them track. They'll do good at first, and then it starts breaking down. You start seeing these big skips in their vision. That's them breaking down. Biggest things that create this, kids have food sensitivities. So gluten is probably by far the most common one that I see. If a kid has a gluten sensitivity, it creates inflammation in the gut, which creates inflammation in the brain, doesn't allow it to function well for long periods of time. And you'll see those things improve dramatically by doing that, taking that out. Casein or milk, dairy products are really common. A lot of times you see eggs, stuff like that. But from just a general perspective, the best diets that help kids are things like a paleo type of diet, or basically think of it as if it's a food and it grows out of the ground and it grows off a tree, it's food and it feeds them. If it's processed and highly refined carbohydrates and breads and pastas and pizzas, it doesn't fuel them appropriately. So getting rid of things that aren't natural and replacing things that are natural are what make the biggest difference for them. And getting rid of foods that they're sensitive to, which you can do a simple food sensitivity test. We have them in our office to see what they're sensitive to, and you can get rid of those, which help them out a lot. Making sure they're getting rid of those. Secondly, making sure that they're getting nutrients that they need. We do a test called an organic acid test. It shows how kids are producing energy, but it looks at any nutritional deficiencies. It looks at gut overgrowth, like yeast overgrowth and bacterial overgrowth don't allow them to digest food appropriately and get the nutrients that their brain needs. And it looks at a lot of other cool stuff to see if they have any deficiencies in vitamins. And a lot of kids have B vitamin deficiencies. A lot of kids have vitamin C deficiencies, which you get from vegetables. So if you're not eating vegetables, eat more of them. But I want to kind of stress that point. If you have a kid that is struggling to develop and their diet isn't in check, and they're not eating vegetables, they're not eating lean meats, they're not eating food that is actually food. If you start there, their therapies are going to go so much better so much faster, so much easier, and you're going to decrease so much inflammation in their life that a lot of their issues are going to go away. So I hope this helps you guys. Have an awesome day. Talk to you later.